What was he doing? He needs to go to the bathroom. So, I went and got my hair cut earlier today, right? And I think the woman cutting my hair was messing with me. I'm not sure though. And so I'm sitting there, you know, getting my hair cut, and she's spraying water in my hair because my hair was pretty long. It was down, and she sprayed the hair. He just winked at us. She sprayed the hair that was like right next to my eye, but she got my eye. Like my eyes were closed, but she got my head, my face. So like the side of my head was wet, and then so I wasn't super comfortable, and then she's moving her way back, spraying the hair, and then she got it like in my ear. I was like, oh, is this how this is gonna go? The rest of it was alright. She ended up nicking the back of my neck. I winked again. I've been enjoying it. I'm getting a little sucked into some of the side missions, but holy shit. They sure give you a few of those, don't they? So, every time he kind of respawns, he gets the handprints on him, I believe. Or, if not, the alternate is every time he's been like clawed at by the BTs that come out of the ground, he gets a couple more handprints. One of the two of them. I don't know exactly which. So we got a lot of lore to read through. We've gone all day without reading lore, so I hope you are prepared to learn a few things. Email. Oh boy, we got a lot of email. The Elder. Y'all can learn some from Fragile Express. Oh, really? I remember this Stranding like it was yesterday. Craters all over. Inner city comms cutting out. Distribution network shot to hell. Wasn't no local boys to help a feller out no more, let alone feds. Nope. It was every man for himself. Every man who didn't work for no private courier outfit, that is. Them ones took it upon themselves to keep on delivering the goods folks needed to survive, in spite the cost and without hope or expectation of reward. What's good money that ain't worth... What good's money that ain't worth the paper it's printed on, after all? Nope, them private operators had to get by on a thank you here and there, and fuck all else. But supplies kept on coming. Sure, fuel went mule on us, but that didn't seem to faze none the rest. The rest none. The country fell apart, then the cities, till all that was left holding the world together was them. And they knew it, too. They knew we'd all be screwed without them. But they didn't hold it over us. They just kept things moving the best they could. For us independents out here and the huddled masses in the cities, Fragile Express and all them others, we owe them a hell of a lot. Bridges, though, you all still got a lot to prove. I kind of agree with Hap. I think he looks a little... maybe not hillbilly, but rugged. The Craftsman. All new hematic grenades. How goes the struggle, Sam? Use any of those grenades I gave you yet? I've been looking into mass producing them, actually. Took a gander under the hood, so to speak, and saw that they're fitted with a regulator that limits the amount of blood they drain from your body when you're not feeling your best. Good old mama, always looking out. Heart emoji. That said, when you're headed, the BTs are only going to get tougher. Where you're headed, the BTs are only going to get tougher and meaner. So I took the liberty of making a few modifications. They're way more powerful now, but they also use a lot more of your blood, which will increase the risk of anemia. Mama might object, but let's just say I have a different idea about how to help people look out for themselves. Smiley face emoji. Anyway, they're just prototypes, so you can't print them yourself yet. But they're yours for the using, so go ahead and give one a try. The Craftsman. You beat the mules without killing anyone? Dear Sam, our local mule chapter hasn't been causing trouble as of late. I guess that must be down to the lesson you taught them. Look, I know those guys are just victims, really, what with their obsessive compulsions or whatever. But the fact is that they already make life difficult, sad face emoji. Somebody had to confront them, and that's just what you did. Hats off to you, Sam. How about my tool, by the way? Did it come in handy? Guess it must have done if you managed to get out of there without killing anyone. 7 thumbs up emojis. I like how the date and time of receiving is on the right is actually correct. The Engineer. One step closer to understanding the beach. Hey Sam, I just submitted my latest progress report. I know the Evo Devo unit utilizes the chiral network to access the beach, but I don't understand how. I'm not sure anybody does, but whoever came up with the theory behind it is a bona fide genius. We can't reclaim the past we lost, but piecing it together from what's left is the next best thing. Must have took a truly great mind to figure that out. You know what it reminds me of? Pictures. After all, what's a picture but a fragment, a two-dimensional snapshot of space and time? Not to mention the thought and feelings of whoever took it. A physical memory to match the ones in our head. They say we've each got our own beach, and it's these beaches that we route our network through. Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe there's more of us and our memories in our beaches than we realize. But I'm just a layman when it comes to stuff. Anything. If you've got a better chance at understanding it, you're the one with the dooms, after all. What is that emoji? Is that a whale? I can't fucking tell. And a smiley face emoji. Oh yes, I am most rugged, yes. Of course. Thank you, Dune. The Craftsman. Porter's getting it done. Hey Sam, did you hear? One of the porters I hooked up with hematic grenades took down a BT the other day. Thumbs up. Emoji. There was a sharp drop in beryllium density that coincided with his report, so there's no denying he got the son of a bitch. And that's all thanks to you and the UCA. Smiley face emoji. It's an exchange joining up. We sacrifice a little privacy, share a little expertise, and you agreed to look out for us. Not a huge price to pay, but it's enough to help the cause. A tax, if we're being honest. We pay, we get protection. Contracts alone won't cut it. We're just free riders that way, not giving up enough, not getting enough. And if you dodge your taxes, you can't be surprised when there's nobody around to look out for you. Quid pro quo and all that. Thinking face emoji. The info and tech I've received from Bridges just might be enough for me to start producing hematic grenades in bulk. If so, who knows? Maybe we can wipe out the current crop of BTs. Of course, there's a catch. Only your blood seems to work. Don't misunderstand. I'm not going to ask you to bleed yourself dry. To be honest, I'm surprised we got as much from you as we did. It's like you're donating a pint every time you take a break. Well, it can't be easy, but we sure are grateful. And don't you forget it. 6 thumbs up emojis. A humble request for pizza. My dear Sam Bridges, it's an honor to make your acquaintance. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Peter Englert. After hearing so much about you, all good, I hasten to add, I simply could not resist the urge to initiate a correspondence. Where did I get hesitate from? My request is such a great importance that I dare entrust it to only the man who delivers. My sister, bless her heart, has been feeling under the weather, and I fear there is only one thing that might restore the color to her cheeks. Pizza. I wonder if you might be so kind as to collect some from Lake Knot City and deliver it to our humble abode? I am more than aware of the gravity and urgency of your westward journey, but if you could find it in your heart to squeeze us in, I would be ever so grateful. Oh, and my dear sister is something of a ham lover. Please bear that in mind if you decide to oblige me. 12 thumbs up emojis, it looks like. Why join the UCA, the Elder? You still out there fighting the good fight, kiddo? I tip my hat to you for that. And for bringing an old curmudgeon his medicine, I'm doing a whole lot better for it. Much obliged. So in exchange for signing a contract with Bridges, I get meds and supplies delivered to my doorstep? That's no different from the deal I had with Fragile Express. And while I may not have full use of this here network of yours, I can access the weather data and news I need to make life easier than before. All that without me having to join the UCA? So what incentive is there to do so? Yeah, from California to Madrid, yeah. William Lake. Don't keep the others waiting. Hey, Sam. Can't tell you how good it was to see you coming over the water on the boat. First time we've welcomed so much as a turd in. What, must be 2 years now? Some folks are even saying everything in the east of Ground Zero must have been wiped out completely. The occasional message drifted in from HQ, but people? Not a one. We'd given up on the Cupid ever being finished. On the second expedition, the whole shebang. Oh. Gave up on the Cupid, gave up on the second expedition, the whole shebang. And then you show up, along with a working Cupid to boot. Our knight in shining on armor. Thumbs up emoji. Madrid, yeah. Sorry, don't mean to sound like I'm not grateful. I am, more than you know. Every single person here was waiting for someone like you to come along. Well, we kind of just discussed that in chat. It's his rugged good looks, right? And there'll be more waiting west of here. A lot more. You'd do best to find them. 4 thumbs up. Jake Wind. Tell Amelie we're true believers. Hi, Sam. How's it going? Still heading west? We're rooting for you. We were part of the second group, so we never got to speak with Emily face to face. Caught the occasional holo message, but that was about it. Still, every little bit helped to keep us going. She's just like her mother. Tough, clever, easy on the eye, too. One eye? Easy on the eyes, too. Won't lie and say I didn't notice. But what's really resonated with us was the fire she carries. That conviction, same as Bridget. Any one of us who had laid down lives in the service of her vision. I suppose this is all a long-winded way of saying you ought to move on and meet her, like we never got to. And when you do, tell her we're all still believers in the cause, and in her, and her mother. You'll do that, won't you? Alright, that was all the mail for today. Now we got some interviews. Get rid of these real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Interviews. All right, let's see. Higgs particles. Hartman, 1 year ago, near Mountain Knot City. Higgs Monaghan? Why, yes, I know the name. The former leader of a private courier organization, as I recall, which serviced a large region of the West and was instrumental in providing continued support to the people living there. But we're so far apart, Bridges struggles to maintain any measure of influence over their operations. It probably didn't help that the separatist movement has always enjoyed strong support in that territory. In the wake of growing violence by the demons, we were shocked to learn that Higgs himself was at their head. What to make of this strange development? Why on earth would a man who once commanded a group of devoted American reconstructionalism commanded a group devoted to American Reconstructionalism suddenly pledged himself to the cause of American destruction? His name is only compounds the insult. Have you heard of the Higgs particle, also known as the God particle? It's associated with the Higgs field, that which gives all other particles their mass. Without it, atoms would fly apart and matter would not exist as we know it. In other words, its very presence prevents mindless destruction. Cosmic irony, indeed. King Midas and the Chiral Crystals. Hartman. 2.5 years ago, Hartman's lab. Rumors have been circulating regarding a man who calls himself King Midas. Unlike his namesake from Greek mythology, however, this gentleman does not turn all that he touches to gold. Instead, he claims to wield the power to create chiral crystals at will. The story suggests that he gained this power as a result of experiments involving organisms which possess a similar ability. I'm of course aware of the existence of microbes that could melt and condense gold, in effect extracting it from deposits, but this was the first I have heard of any organism that can do something similar with beryllium. These organisms are apparently akin to cryptobiles, as well as the coral that is found in the sea, in that they exist outside of time. If this man truly managed to harvest such organisms, then it is an extraordinary achievement, which could lead to untold possibilities. A veritable bioalchemy, alchemy, even. Much like his mythical counterpart, however, King Midas is said to have paid a hefty price for his power. Indeed, his body is turned into a mass of particles, a side effect of crystallizing all the beryllium with which he came into contact. It is said that the only evidence of his existence are 2 golden handprints he left behind. Now, I must temper this rather dramatic story by stressing that no microbes capable of their previously described ability have been detected. As such, I suspect the king is nothing more than an urban legend, the kind of story spun by dreamers in a world where chiral crystals are rare and precious and can only be collected from perilous, timefall-soaked places. Perhaps we could even consider it a morality tale. The moral being, of course, that greed is never good, whether one lusts for gold or for chiral crystals. It is, however, a remarkable coincidence that not long after I first heard talk of this modern-day King Midas, I also started to hear rumors concerning a man wearing a golden death mask. Might the two be related? Who knows? Fragile's father and Fragile Express. Fragile, 1 year ago, Lake Knot City. My father came up with the name Fragile Express before I was born. The U.S. was Swiss cheese back then. All the void-outs had left craters as far as the eye could see. People were losing their minds looking for a way out. They thought the government would have their back, but it was gone. All the systems, all the gears that kept the world turning, smashed to bits in a matter of seconds. When everything you know breaks, it's hard not to break yourself. Before our new network there was an old one. The whole nation was online, 24/7. Cameras and microphones everywhere, watching and listening and recording. There was a strange sort of comfort in that, people said. A certainty that someone somewhere would know if you were in trouble. But after the Stranding, that all vanished into the ether. No one was looking out for anyone. No one was coming to save you. A lot of folks died waiting before the rest caught on and took matters into their own hands. My father was one of the latter. He'd been working for a private logistics company, and he and some friends figured they were in a position to bring people supplies and repair vital infrastructure Americans used to rely on. They were builders, men and women who understood the value of what was lost and wanted to reclaim it. My father and them truly believed that they could get it all back bit by bit and make us whole, make us America. It was a precious, fragile dream, like so much back then. But if they nurtured it, if they stayed true, he knew it could all be ours again. People, ideas, connections, all so fragile. The USA was nothing more than a network of people and the connections between them. No wonder it broke apart so easily. But everything that's worth something is fragile. That's why I was given this name. My father's not with us anymore, but the bond between us remains, fragile though it is. Fragile's umbrella and suit. Fragile Express staffer, 2 years ago, South Knot City. You think that You think that thing Fragile carries is an umbrella? I can see why you jumped to that conclusion, well, with the shape and all, but you're wrong. If it's any consolation, I thought it was an umbrella too at first. It's actually some kind of navigational device that Fragile came up with herself. I won't pretend to understand the theory behind it, but I'm told it factors chiral density across beaches and plots coordinates for her jumps. Fragile's got some kind of dooms that lets her move from beach to beach. The way she tells it, she kind of clears her mind and lets her powers do the rest. Maybe it's something similar to the spikes on her suit? When Fragile senses beryllium concentrations, they pop out. I'm not sure if she'd be able to tell otherwise. It's like an unconscious reaction. The spikes only react when the chiral density only retract when the chiral density decreases. But who knows? Names and theories are just ways of coping with things we really don't understand. Same with visual indications of the intangible, maybe. All I can say is that Fragile's umbrella and spikes seem to help her hone her powers. Fragile, quiet, yeah, he does like his adjective names. It cost Sam rugged, yeah. So you have an extra energy you can refill. You can boost by drinking a bunch of these, but there's no option just to drink 3 of them. You just gotta sit here and keep drinking them. Oh yeah, you got the monster, dude. The crypto biotes make like farty noises. I think that's gonna be it for me for today. Yeah, I should do a little bit of cleaning and packing. Been going for a while. Almost 4.5 hours, so. Yeah, everything was destroyed except for the monster factories. They seem to pump that out. Well, actually, your canteen can convert water and rain. The acidic water and acidic rain into monster. But have I talked to BB a lot? He doesn't really do anything when I talk to him. We can talk to him real quick. All we do is poke him. That's new. Don't punch him, Sam. What? What? Don't you dare. Go back to sleep, Sam. I thought he was breaking out. Free the BBs, yeah. That's what you normally do.
Hey, baby.
You just give him a little tap.
You okay?
I like to think that BB's trying to sleep and we're just going over and like fucking boop right on the side of the glass.
Tired, huh?
I'm sure that must be it. I don't think there's any more little magic cutscenes. He's not even opening his eyes anymore. All right, I'm done. You guys have a good night. Hey, thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. I know that some of the VODs can get a little bit long, so I do appreciate you sticking around. I'd like to ask real quick if you have a friend or someone close to you who you think would like a clip or a portion or even the whole stream, please feel free to reach out to them and share this with them. I'm always looking for more respectful people to come hang out and have some fun. If you've already done that or want to help me out some other way, feel free to check out the video description for some other ways you can help support me. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.